Robert F. Kennedy insisted he did not want to ban McDonald's burgers, as he was questioned by senators over his bid to become U.S. Health Secretary. Mr. Kennedy said he was not anti-vaccine or anti-industry and sought to soften several of his controversial stances during an appearance before the Senate Finance Committee on Wednesday. He faces a narrow route to being confirmed as Donald Trump's Health and Human Services Secretary by the Senate, where the Republicans have a majority of just 3. Mr. Kennedy has repeatedly proclaimed his intention to make America healthy again, but risks isolating GOP senators alarmed at the prospect of tougher regulations for food producers. The former independent presidential candidate insisted that he did not want to take away anyone's food when questioned about his plans to break Americans' reliance on ultra-processed foods. If you like a McDonald's cheeseburger, a Diet Coke, which my boss loves, you should be able to get them, he said, referring to Mr. Trump. But you should know what the impacts are on your family and on your health. Responding to Republican senators from rural states, Mr. Kennedy said he was aware of the slim margins in the agriculture industry and did not want a single farmer to quit for economic reasons or for regulatory bureaucratic reasons. On Monday, Politico reported that Mr. Kennedy had expressed support for seizing patents from pharmaceutical companies to lower drug prices. The policy is popular with Democrats but anathema to Republicans, and the story has been fiercely denied by Mr. Kennedy's team. Mr. Kennedy, who ran for the Democratic presidential nomination last year, became an independent and then endorsed Mr. Trump's White House bid, has had months' worth of damaging headlines even before being nominated as U.S. Health Secretary. 5 of his siblings condemned him after he backed Mr. Trump, and on Tuesday, the day before the hearing, his cousin Caroline Kennedy labeled him a predator who had cheated his way through life. Democrats questioned him aggressively on his criticism of vaccines and apparent U-turn on abortion. Republicans, whom Mr. Kennedy has lobbied extensively since his nomination, generally took a softer approach. However, Mr. Kennedy stumbled over answers posed by Bill Cassidy, the GOP senator for Louisiana, seemingly mixing up the government programs Medicare and Medicaid. He also described Medicaid, health insurance for those on low incomes, as fully paid for by the federal government. In fact, it is also funded by individual states. Dr. Cassidy, a gastroenterologist, has previously said he believes Mr. Kennedy's criticism of vaccines and claim that they cause autism is wrong. The former presidential candidate told the committee that he supported measles and polio jabs, adding, "All of my kids are vaccinated, and I believe vaccines have a critical role in healthcare." When he declared he was not anti-vaccine in his opening statement, a protester shouted, "You lie," before swiftly being ejected from the committee room by security. Mr. Kennedy can only afford to lose 3 votes in the Senate. Joni Ernst, an Iowa senator, Lisa Murkowski, a senator for Alaska, and Mitch McConnell, a polio survivor who may be skeptical of a vaccine critic, are potential no votes. Another potential stumbling block for skeptical Republicans is Mr. Kennedy's full-throated support for abortion. Michael Bennet, the Democrat senator, read the committee a quote by Mr. Kennedy, in which he said that neither the federal nor state governments should regulate abortions and that they should be allowed until full term. In response, Mr. Kennedy allied himself to Mr. Trump's position, telling senators, "I agree with President Trump that every abortion is a tragedy. I agree with him that we cannot be a moral nation with 1.2 million abortions every year. I agree with him that the states should control abortion." Mike Pence, Mr. Trump's former vice president, has criticized Mr. Kennedy's stance on abortion and founded a group running advertisements urging Republicans to reject his nomination.